I'm Sarah Hashim-Waris for the Los Angeles Times. Who doesn't love cozying up with a good date? Not of the online or blind variety, but the kind you eat. This sweet little fruit is known to pack a nutritional punch. 1 month out of the year during the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, about 1.6 billion Muslims around the globe consume this little fruit as a staple for their daily sustenance. But let's back up a bit. According to the Islamic faith, Ramadan is a time which God is said to have revealed Islam's holy book, the Quran, to the Prophet Muhammad. Abstaining from eating and drinking during daylight hours is said to help a person achieve self-discipline and reflection while feeling the plight of those less fortunate. It's also a time of community togetherness and nightly celebrations, marrying cultural and culinary traditions. To find out about the other types of foods and drinks to consume before a 15 to 16-hour fast, I spoke with dietitian Elise Levine. When it comes to breaking the fast, a lot of people tend to just gorge and put a ton of food in their tummies right away and drink a lot of liquids. But what's the method that you think works best?
You really want to ease into it. When you're breaking the fast, a great way to start is just with some dates and some water or some milk to get a little rehydrated, and then slowly have maybe a light appetizer. Some soup, some crackers would be a good option, and then eventually sit down to a balanced meal where you have some lean proteins, some carbohydrates, and vegetables. So Sarah, you really want to focus on foods that are not going to create drastic swings in your blood sugars, that are going to make you hungrier and feel lower energy during your fast. Whole grains, other high fiber foods, foods that have lean proteins and healthy fats, these foods are going to prevent those swings, and they're also going to keep you satisfied for a longer time. You're going to be more satiated from them.
In addition to easing into eating nutrition-rich foods and drinking plenty of water, there's also the role of exercise during Ramadan. For example, when is the best time to exercise during the day while fasting? To find out, I spoke with LA-based sports nutritionist Rehan Jalali. There's a lot of people who actually do work out while they're fasting. They don't have water, they don't have food in their system aside from what they ate at the pre-dawn meal. What are your thoughts on this?
The best time to work out during these fasts and during the month of Ramadan is at nighttime. If you train while you're fasting, you're going to have a catabolic effect. You're going to release stress hormones. You're going to break down muscle tissue. And what that does, it lowers your metabolism even more. You got to work out for about 20 minutes is all it takes. People are like, wow, that's all I need? Get in, get out, do compound type movements, a lot of resistance training, but short. And I would try to cut the cardio to a minimum during Ramadan. So you don't want to be weak while you're training. You want to have low energy. You want to train at night when you have food, you have water, and you have the fuel to do it properly.
Diet and exercise? Check. To round out the Ramadan health trifecta, I spoke with Dr. Tipu Khan of the Ummah Community Clinic in South Los Angeles to discuss the effects of fasting. Can you tell me about some of the psychological and physical concerns when it comes to prolonged fasting when it's like 15 hours or 16 hours a day?
For a lot of patients, they will get the symptoms, and a lot of them will feel dizzy, lightheaded. What we eat, our 2,000 calorie diet or a 1,800 calorie diet, is really more than what we really need, evolutionarily wise. We're trained to eat 3 times a day or 4 times a day, so making that behavioral modification and that physiological change is a hard thing for the body to adapt to when we're talking about just for a month at a time. Medically, we don't recommend fasting for diabetics, don't recommend fasting in pregnancy, breastfeeding as well, people with chronic kidney disease because they've got a very delicate fluid balance they have to maintain. People with any type of heart failure, either congestive heart failure or diastolic heart failure, any heart failure. The biggest advice I always tell people to do is sit down and just talk to your doctor before you decide to fast.
So whether it's a religious, spiritual, or health-conscious calling that brings you to the path of fasting, be sure to lay the groundwork for a physically sound and psychologically beneficial fast. Pay attention to your diet, plan a post-fast workout routine, and discuss medications and concerns with your doctor before fasting. And don't forget to bring a date.